Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Luxury Live Show. It's good to see everybody here. And I have with me Amy from FASHIONABLYAMY, my co-host. Okay, so let me just quickly take a look. Wow, we've had so many comments. It's really good to see everybody here. And yeah, if you're new to this Luxury Live Show, we are hosting it on 2 platforms today. We're on YouTube. So if you're on Clubhouse, we're also on Clubhouse. So you can join us there. Just listen to us maybe when you're driving or anything. And we do this alternatively on our channel. So this week's on my channel. Next week's going to be on Amy's channel. And so you got to follow both of us, follow our channels, like the video as well. So today we have part 2 of our bag series. So last week we talked about bags that we think are still worth buying from the luxury houses, and we are saying this because of the massive, numerous price increases. Like so many of them have been going on last year. So, but we did find some bags that are still worth the money. Today we are gonna show you some items, some items that we feel are not worth the money. And maybe we should say, maybe give you a bit of disclaimer, right? It's coming from a few perspectives. And of course, we'll go through each of them as we talk for the slides. So we have slides for you. Okay, by the way, guys, I've already shared this with Amy. I am in a new place. So you can see, there's a different background again. Kat's always moving. It seems to be I'm always moving. So I'm actually waiting for a repairman to come and fix my internet. So halfway through, if he pops in, I'm going to pop out. I'll let Amy just chat, maybe have a chat with all of you while I let the guy come in and fix my internet. So please hang with me for this inconvenience. He's late as usual. They're never on time. They say 9 o'clock, but it's 11.
Yeah, okay, don't worry, you guys. I'll just go through the comments. I won't be able to pull them into the screen, but I'll still be able to read your comments. So we can chat.
Okay.
Don't worry about Kat.
Just chat with Amy. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Oh, he just arrived. Okay.
Oh, he did?
He did. Okay. Hang on, I'll wait.
Yeah, I guess
all right.
I'll just let's see. Yeah, all the familiar faces. Yes, for the love of bags. Thank you for already liking the video. Oh, I think Kat forgot to... Oh, wait. Did Kat mute her side? Oh, yeah, it's on the Clubhouse. All right.
Okay, so by the way, my repairman is... Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So my internet guy is here. Just hang with me for... give me 5 minutes. I'm going to drop off for a little bit, maybe have a chat with Amy for a bit, and I will be right back.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Kat. By the way, if you guys are new to this format or to this live show, so it's a show that me and Kat host every single week. We alternate between her channel and my channel. And if you have any questions for us, especially because the format that we go through is we come up with a topic. And for today's topic, we even created slides for you. That's why we're sharing this screen. But if you want to ask us any questions, usually that comes in the second part of the live show. Make sure that you type a bunch of question marks in front of your comment or your question, just so that we can read it, because we cannot really see, we cannot really catch them unless you do that. It really helps us. So I'm seeing this comment by Hasim. Bags, Birkins. Quick question. Is the Birkin the most elegant and luxurious and most pricey bag on the market? I think it's all relative, because is it the most elegant? It's all relative. I don't know if everyone is really into it. There's a lot of people who think that the Birkin is a little too serious, kind of like a work bag, too utilitarian. And it looks like a briefcase sometimes, especially depending on the size. It is very pricey. I don't know if it's the most pricey bag on the market. I would say that it probably is, especially if you go for an exotic skin with, crystals and, rose gold hardware is also more expensive. But it is very, very well made. So I guess luxurious is definitely a good description for the Birkin.
Okay,
Um,
I'm back.
oh, good.
Okay, so he's gonna fix the internet. It'll take about 5 minutes. So let's start. Okay, let's start. So let me show you the slides. The first one is Amy's. Let's go.
All right. So the Dior book tote. I really feel that the Dior book tote, even since the beginning when it was first launched, I already felt like it was too pricey. But with all the price increases, it just even became worse. I think the Dior book tote in the large size, or do they call it the large or the medium? I think they do call it the large size, which is the one on the right, used to be in the low 3,000 when it first came out.
Wow.
And now it's like well over 4,000 plus tax is like 4,500. And it's just fabric. Mind you, it's beautiful fabric. It's beautiful because the way they weave it, it's supposed to be, I don't know, super intricate and all that. And I have touched one and I like it, but I don't like it enough to spend this kind of money. Even the small size, it's only a couple hundred less. The small size is newer, and I think it's a better size for everyday wear. And I do love the look, like, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's just too simple. There's no pockets inside. There's no straps for like crossbody. There's nothing. It's really literally just a fabric, really like sturdier fabric tote. I don't think it's worth it. Not even when it was new.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful bag, right, Amy? It's gorgeous, and it really stands out if you're carrying it. Plus, if you love personalization, you can personalize it. But I've always had this thing about totes, luxury totes, and also carrying a lot of things in your luxury tote, because you want to keep it sort of pristine, but would you really carry so many things in it?
It's impossible to, I think, unless you don't use your fabric bags often, it's almost impossible to keep any sort of fabric bag in pristine condition. And let alone a tote this size. You're bound to have corner wear, you're bound to spill something on it. I assume you're going to use the large size for traveling, which, traveling is like, you got too many things to worry about. It's a beautiful tote. Like it's a blogger kind of bag. It's so nice. But you literally are buying the branding, you're buying for the I guess the hype a little bit and the trend. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we also want to hear from all of you what you think. So as we go through the slides, let us know your thoughts. If any of you have these bags, I think we should add that, right? It's not that we're not saying they are not nice bags. They are beautiful bags, but at today's prices, it's really like at that borderline where we are not saying, oh, maybe it's not really worth getting at retail anymore. So let us know your thoughts as well. Okay, next bag. So this is me, Lindy 26. Oh, I love this bag so much. And really, if money was not an issue, I would absolutely get it again from retail. But look at that price. Just look at it. And I'm putting an approximate, because I had this bag several years ago and I bought it from retail over 10. And honestly, it was already very, very expensive. I pinch myself sometimes, like, are you crazy, Kat? Because that was just crazy expensive. Now that I think back about it. And it has gone up. I mean, it has gone up in price. I stand by the fact that it's better to buy from retail because it's, from all the fakes and, you get the service, all of that. But this is one of those bags that I struggle to say it's worth buying from retail. It's so expensive. It's so close to a Birkin's price, and resale price for a new piece is not even close to this.
I would say that if you love the style, because like you had it, right, Kat? You loved it. I remember actually you wore it when we met. I remember seeing, I didn't ask about it. I just looked at it. You put it on the chair. But I remember you had it, and then it was so beautiful, even in the red color, which is not your go-to color. It was so beautiful. I'd say this. I think the Lindy, the 26 size is not a quota bag, or it's easier to get. So if you're really after one and you really love it, you're gonna wear it, then just bite the bullet and get it. But it's just, I guess, I personally wouldn't go and buy like 5 different colors of it, because it really is so expensive. It's more like if I really wanted one, I would just get the one and I'll just really enjoy it. And yeah, it's just one of those.
It's one of those bags that I just feel okay, like for me, like if I want to get this bag again, right? Because after I get my Birkin, and then maybe, if dreams come true, I get another bag, then if there's nothing else to buy, I do feel like this is still can be considered, but it's just that the price is so, wow, it's not even borderline. It is really, really not worth the price. Like, but like what Amy said, if you really love, like I really love it, I'm at that, the top of the hill going like, oh, do I love it enough, But yeah, so anyway, this is one bag that I actually honestly feel it's not worth buying, but I do love it. I do love it.
Okay, do you remember how much it went up? You had
I had it. Actually, honestly, it didn't go up that much, and we're considering how many years, right? So I bought it in 2000, and I bought my red one in 2016, I think, 16 or 17. And that time, so I can reveal the price, it was $10,100.
Oh, so it really is not that much more.
It's not that much more. It's 11 something now. So it's one of those bags that doesn't go up in price significantly, but it is very popular. And I have seen resellers sell brand new pieces for under 10. So, it's at that price where I wonder sometimes whether it's actually really worth getting from the reseller. But again, this is a challenge. I feel like it's at 11 plus. Wow. No.
I understand. Yeah. Okay, Le Boy bag.
Okay, I'm gonna step off my hand. Sorry, Amy. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna step up. He's gone out. So I'm gonna lock the door.
So this is Kat's favorite bag. She had the medium size and she raved about it. Even though hers was lambskin, she loved it so much and she wore it a lot. I know she recently sold it. So my issue with the boy bag is not so much the style, because like the style is always relative. I think you either love it or you don't love it. For me, it's the fact that the price has gone up so tremendously, so much, to the point where in Canadian dollars, I'm looking at the medium size, 6,825 plus 12 to 15% taxes in Canada. Oh my gosh, it's so expensive. Let me think. Is this more expensive than the Chanel 19? It is actually. The medium size Le Boy is more expensive than the small size Chanel 19. It's very close. Yeah, I remember, because I owned the medium size, the old medium size myself, very, very briefly, like for less than a few weeks. And I hardly used it, sold it right after. But I remember it was quite tight in space. It wasn't roomy like the Chanel 19 small size. Personally, I just don't think it's worth it. I do feel that the Le Boy is a little bit passé, like style-wise, it's a little bit kind of behind. But like I said, style is all relative. If it's your jam, you wear it, you love it, you do you. But I'm just looking from the perspective of, if you're going to invest a new one, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I bought this bag years ago and I sold it because I'm trying to tighten my collection. Though I have to admit, there are a couple of bags in this room that needs to be unboxed. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. This I at retail really is not. It's gone up a lot, right? It's gone up a lot, and because I know what the price was previously, I I feel like this is one of those bags that if you can get, and you love, right? You love, and you can actually get it from a very reputable reseller, or even from a like a YouTuber like me.
Yeah, whoever bought it from Kat,
Yeah, whoever
good
bought it
deal.
from me got a really good deal. Okay, a really good deal, because if you love it, it's your style, and you can get one in great condition, like good, really good condition, and at a good price. I say go that route, because at retail, and I'm looking at that price, I'm saying even I'll say no. It's too much. It's really, really a lot.
It's too much. Actually, I'm just thinking, I think even the small size is more expensive than the small Chanel 19. Chanel 19 is what now? Six? Oh no, wait, it has gone up to 6'4" now. 645, I think, or 655.
So the Chanel 19 is about 7,000 Singapore, 7,000 Singapore dollars. It's past that invisible 6 line.
Yeah, so it's in between the two prices here. But I would say if I were to buy a brand new Chanel bag, like if I was just looking random, any style, and I like something that's more edgy, I just would go for the Chanel 19 instead of the Le Boy. That's
Yeah.
that would be my personal choice.
Awesome. So again,
Sorry,
let us know,
whoever
right?
owns it.
Yeah, exactly. So we want to say, like, whoever owns it, I had it, and I can honestly say it's like tight. It's yeah, okay. Let us know your thoughts, okay, as we go
No,
through
but
the
if
slides.
you owned it, that means that you bought it before, which means that it was worth it at least before. But now it's just gone up too much. It's too far. The price has gone up too far.
Okay. This was I think maybe for this, how we want to say it is, this is one of those bags that it's very similar to I guess all the bags here. It's like if you love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But actually, this bag is it's very nice, but for the price, it's LV's leather bags. It is actually really expensive, because we're not comparing it from like Chanel to LV. We're just saying within LV's range itself, we're looking at almost $7,000 for a leather bag, Capucine leather bag, right? The BB size, and it's almost 6,000 Singapore dollars for a mini. It's actually a lot of money. We're talking LV, right? Don't compare it, because if somebody's going to compare, like, it's so much cheaper than Chanel, then there's no comparison. But just within the range, right, for LV, you can get a really good quality canvas bag, or even a cheaper leather bag from LV. But now this Capucine has gone up so much. Look at it, nearly touching 7,000. Buy a Twilly, it's $7,000.
Yeah.
And I really don't know how the resale of it is. Maybe the mini sizes are still pretty okay, but I can honestly tell you, most of the bags that I buy from LV, I lose money when I sell them. I don't think I've ever made, maybe one of small SLGs I've ever like kind of broke even, or maybe I got a little bit of like, coffee money from it. But that's a lot, right? That's a lot if you ever think about selling it, and it's yeah, you lose money. But obviously we don't want to buy and sell, right? It's just that it's something to think about, because it's a lot of money to put into a bag. It's a beautiful bag, but over the years, I feel like a lot of people, when they first get it, and right now, it seems to be, I don't know, maybe I've seen a lot of people sell it right now. And also maybe the design, it's very matured. Even with the mini, like if you look at it, it's a very, I want to use the word like matriarch kind of look, motherly, it's one of those very work CEO kind of bags. So, it's a style, what do you think?
It's very ladylike for sure. So I feel like this is even harder to dress down than the Coco handle, because the Coco handle is really ladylike already. I feel like when I wear my Coco handle, I need to wear like a dress, something cute, something nice, this even more so. And I think the issue with LV bags, I don't necessarily think that you will always lose money with LV bags. I feel like LV bags that are canvas, and especially their classic line, like the ones that we talked about last week, those actually go up in prices frequently. And if you bought it earlier, then you can you can probably resell, recoup your money, even make money if you have hardly used it. If you kept it in like pristine condition, you probably can make
Canvas,
a
right?
bit.
Canvas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just their leather line, because they are priced so high to begin with. And they are not, yeah, you're right. They don't do the most, they don't do very well in the resale market. I think it's just harder to sell LV leather. Like you put any Chanel leather bag online, like people are running towards it, right? On the resale market. Whereas LV, it's more like, if you love it, if you're absolutely after one already and you just want to save a bit of money, then sure, go the resale route and buy one for a little bit of savings. But the person selling it will lose money. So yeah, I think that's the where we're coming from. It's more like the bag is beautiful, the leather is beautiful, the design is really pretty. It's just not super versatile, and if you ever get bored of it, you're probably gonna not get all your money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another one. This I had this, huh? I had this like when did I have this? I had this when I first started my channel. That was like 5-6 years ago. And you know, I never want to say a bag design is a little bit outdated, but I'm gonna say it.
I think if you owned it, it's fine. You can say
so
whatever.
I own it. At least I said it's okay. When I had this version, my version was right at the start. Okay, so they had quite a few issues with this bag that it tipped forward, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it had a bit of a tipping issue, but I think the second, maybe the second set, it was fixed, because it was only maybe a few of maybe one of the batch of the bags that I realized that my bag sort of tips forward a little bit, yeah. So I need to adjust the chain backwards to kind of like counter the weight. A few things about this bag is it's a beautiful locking mechanism. The LV turn is very, very attractive. It's fun to play with. The bag can fit an okay amount, but one of the things is it's heavy. Okay, the bag itself is, there's the fine line between heavy and use good quality materials. That's like, what do you want to be balanced off with? So this set at the heavier one, even though they use good quality materials, it doesn't it's just too uncomfortable. They did fix the strap. Now it's a thicker strap at the leather piece. When I got mine, it was a thinner version. So again, not super comfortable, but you can sort of bearable. But the price has gone up almost double. So when I purchased this, I paid under 3,000 Singapore dollars. Oh no, about three. Sorry, about three
Okay.
odd, three. So it's now 5 something, and I don't think it's worth buying at retail anymore. If you love this, like you still feel like it's a good bag for you, you enjoy the look, it goes with your aesthetic, it's actually worth checking out, like resale market, if you can get a reputable seller and get it in a good piece. I also say it's a little dated, because this is, I don't know, I feel like it's again very similar to the Capucine. It's one of those designs that it's kind of hard to match. I think it's how people feel with the boy. It's sort of like it's a look that you need to go with. I feel like this is also a very formal look. So when you're dressed down in a cute outfit or whatever, like sweet, kind of like sweeter look, this sticks out like a sore thumb. It's very matured kind of bag. So yeah, since I had it, I can insult it a little bit.
I almost wonder, do you think that all LV leather bags, is there any style that is, kind of, how kind of the Chanel Mini is, you can literally wear a jumpsuit or a sweatshirt or a hoodie and you still look so good in it. You can be like the most dress like a garbage and you still wear a Chanel mini and still look really good with it. Is there an LV leather bag that can do that? I'm almost
Okay, so
wondering.
I feel like those bags need to be the softer leather. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe something with if they, I I can't think of any right now, but I feel like if they did bags in their emperor leather, which is a softer, more
Yeah, I have my
malleable,
twice.
yeah, sort of like that. Yeah, I think those are more dressed down, casual, but it
Mm-hmm.
actually borders line at very casual already, right? Because the Chanel Mini, it's that softer, it's got more. It's not soft, but it's like it's still soft leather. It can be very dressy and can be very classic, but for LV, I can't. Well, if anybody can think of any right now, let us
Yeah.
know. But it's either it goes really casual or it goes like this, very, very, very modern and pretty matured.
Yeah, I think that's the issue with this bag. I almost think that there's still quite a bit of price difference, but I almost think that instead of going for the twist, I would still go for the Le Boy more. There's still a
Mm.
$2,000 difference. That's still a
True.
lot. But yeah, I agree with the points that you said. I didn't think that it would be hard to match. I mean, I don't own the bag, so I didn't know. But now that I look at it and then I see the girl, she's in a cute little outfit. I don't know if you could dress it down so much. You probably
Yeah.
still need to be a bit kind of put together, kind of dressy a little bit.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. And well, as you can see, I sold the twist, but I
Mm-hmm.
kept my little boy, right? Because
Yeah.
even though they had the same mechanism of the strap, this was harder to match with my style. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't figure it out. And now that I look back about it, I think it's the very matured element of it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some borderline like nose.
Okay, the first one is, well, it's not there's not they're not really in order of what, it doesn't mean anything. So one of those is the Lady Dior, which I bought last year. Thank goodness I bought it
Thank
right
goodness.
before another crazy price increase. Now it's just too insane. And why is it borderline no? Because this style is so classic. I don't know if it I don't know if I feel this way about another Dior bag. I feel like if you look at Dior from their whole range of bags, the Lady Dior really speaks classic, timeless. It really reminds me of the house. So there's this component about it, the timelessness component. The price has gone up so much though. The prices are crazy now. For the mini, we're looking at 5,400 plus taxes. So you're looking at more. Yeah, you're looking at closer to a $6,000 mark for the mini. Oh my gosh. It's just too much now. It's borderline no. Basically, if you still want one, you might want to bite the bullet like me. Just get it. Choose. I would just buy one. Like I literally would choose the perfect color for you, bite the bullet, buy it, and that's it. Like get over with it if you really still want one. Because now the prices have skyrocketed too much. It's still timeless, but just be very sure about it because these bags don't resell well either, which is also why it's borderline no. It's almost like,
Yeah.
oh, should you just forget about it and not buy one? Because I don't know, I have a feeling that Kat is on that category. She's probably given up and doesn't want to
Given
buy
up.
one anymore.
I'm like, forget it. Forget it. Because I think personally I don't love it enough. It's like I want it because it's Dior. It's a classic bag in their line, and it's how can you have a handbag collection and not have a Dior? I have this strange mentality like get the bag, and but I've gone in so many times into the Dior store over the years. It does not just yesterday, like over like 5 years. I think if you watch my earlier videos, I've been talking about this Dior bag, but it never it never captured my heart. And then on top of that, the prices started off like 4,000. I'm like, oh, 4,000, you crazy. And then 5, and you're like, oh, it was 4,000, you crazy, 5. And now it's like hitting the 7. Or I think it's 7 already. And I just, yeah, I think I've finally said, okay, goodbye, Dior. It is gone. For me, maybe not borderline no, maybe for me, it should be the slide before it should be at the like no anymore.
But I wonder, why? It's the
yeah.
style, because you're not someone who is as lady-like dressing wise. You need to like get out the door and just run and like, you know, this is gonna be.
Yes, hard. This bag is a tough one. But if any of you bought at the new price, I'm curious to know what made you jump at it, like this price. Anybody bought it at this price? I'm just curious. I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, what made you say I'm doing it, right? Like, what made you like, jump the ship right now? Okay, awesome. Let's go to
I think if you're brand loyal, then you just keep buying it because you just love it, right? And if you already use that bag, if you already use the style of Lady Dior a lot, you might as well just keep buying in different colors, or some people do that, right?
That's true.
Yeah. The Gucci, the famous Gucci.
Okay, so the Gucci, we talked about the Gucci Marmont several times. This bag, compared to all the other bags, honestly, it's not that bad. Like the prices are, for $2,250, you get a full leather bag. It's made, it's made well, right, with the stitches and the hardware and everything. Putting it borderline no, because firstly, this bag, doesn't hold its shape. Like I've seen so many bags of women. Like I don't know how they carry their bags, but it looks like it's been worn badly. It wears badly. So even though the price is $2,250, which is reasonable compared to all the other bags that we just talked about, it's one of those bags that I feel like it doesn't hold up. It will look really, really bad over the span of a short few years. And I think it's been proven, because if you touch this bag in store, I would almost say like an excessive suppleness of the bag. It doesn't have much of a structure. It's just not really worth your money anymore, because you can, if you love it, right, you can actually get it in a significant discount in the resale market. And yeah, so I guess maybe my point is also from the wear and tear of this bag, that I feel like at 2,000 something, and this is USD, you can get a much better bag. Like you spend the same amount of money and get something from YSL. This bag just doesn't hold its structure. On top of that, I feel like a little bit dated as well with the cutesiness of this bag. I did say like a long time ago, the heart behind the bag is not my favorite, but maybe at that point in time when this trend was there, people were more, accepting of more fun, trendy bags. But I think we've moved over the years where people want different things already. So having this cutesy elements of Gucci, how many years of the 5 years of them doing this like excessively trendiness, a bit out of this world, kind of looks. I feel like that's, it kind of like moved on from that. And especially from last year, people are really reviewing how they want to wear their things now. So yeah, $2,250 pre-tax USD, and that's like 3,000 over Singapore dollars. I think you can spend that money elsewhere from other bags, and even other bags from the Gucci house. Because if you love Gucci, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think one of the issue with Gucci is it's very specific to a demographic, because they're an Italian brand, but they're also an Italian brand that's quite it's very fun. Like most of their other motifs are very colorful. There's tons of drawings on it and whatnot. tons of collaboration. So they definitely have a very specific demographic. But one of the issue that I found now that we can look back is even people that normally don't buy Gucci bought the Marmont bag because everyone was after the Marmont trend. Like they were on the Marmont train. It was sold out constantly. I remember when I tried to buy this bag in any sizes, but especially the beige color or the mini sizes, they're very hard to get at first. They're always sold out. It was really crazy. And it's coming from people that normally don't buy Gucci too. That was the problem, I think. It was definitely a kind of a blogger thing that happened. Like probably some really famous people who try to, they wore it and then everybody tried to get it and it got so hyped up. But when things hype up so fast, it also dies really quickly. And that's one of the issue with this bag.
Actually, that's what I said, in one of my videos. I said they had, every other brand is sort of like, like consistent, they're up and down a little bit. But Gucci had like the higher you jump, the harder you fall, right? So yeah, they were like, it was a spike for them for this bag.
This bag, the belt the belt my mom
had a few.
I had a couple. It was a good trend. Like it lasted for a little while, like at least a good year and a half, a solid year and a half. And I had my fun. I still think that there is a demographic for Gucci. I cannot argue that. And if you're one of those people, then just enjoy it because this price is still reasonable for leather bag. It's just that don't expect it to keep its shape like the day you bought it. Don't expect to be able to resell it at the price that you got it at, unless you got it really at the beginning before they had all those price increases. And just enjoy it. Seriously.
Yeah.
That's why it's borderline no.
Borderline, correct. Okay.
Oh, the big one. Okay.
Questions from last week. We were like, I think after last week's video on the bags worth it, we had several questions like, what do you think of this? What do you think? And we were hinting like, come and watch today's video.
Yes, the classic flap from Chanel. Oh my gosh. I think we made it pretty clear because we spoke about this bag, I think, every single live so far, where we pretty much said, oh gosh, this bag is $10,000 now, because if you add tax, it's pretty much $10,000. Even if you went with the medium size, it's like going to be like 999 something. It's 10,000. Okay, it's really expensive. And then
Keep
the jumbo
change. Keep the change.
The parking is more expensive than that. And then the jumbo is well over 11 now. So it's just insane. Because I think I remember back in 2015, 16, the medium large was just under 6. Plus tax is like, it's basically the price of, wow, it's actually cheaper than the Chanel 19 back then. Oh my gosh. See, that's how crazy. I know it's still relative because it's like different times, right? So that's why it's borderline no. Are you really, really, really after one? Then bite the bullet, get it. Like, not saying no to you. Like, we're just saying to us, it just looks too crazy. This is Hermes territory. I wonder, is it better to buy your Lindy instead? It's almost like that kind of, now you've got so many choices, because at these price range in the 5 figures, you could choose a lot of different bags. You don't have to go with the classic flap, and you don't have to own a classic flap. There are also, there's more issues now with Chanel bags too. So you have to look at that. There's usually less with the classic flap. They usually still try to make it well. But once in a while, I hear there's a pop stitch or what else. Like, it's just too scary. These prices, but less quality. Yeah, it's very borderline now. It's classic. It's very borderline now. This is just another level of, I think we spoke about this bag so much that we this is the sentiment.
Yeah,
What do you
it's
feel?
so crazy. Like, I have the jumbo. Like, you have the jumbo, Amy, and I have the jumbo. I have the double flap, the exact same version, which is obviously black. And I struggle because I want to. I have thought about selling it. It's on my mind because of my shrinking collection. Well, not really shrinking, but tightening collection. I'm always reviewing my collection, but I struggle with it because I know letting it go will mean never getting it back again, because
Yeah.
that kind of prices, I can't. It's just so crazy. And I got my bag 2015, quite a few years ago. I had impeccable condition. I don't know about the conditions now. Like, I've obviously, like you said, so many issues with my bag. But with the bags now. But the one that I have is, it looks new today. It looks new today with maybe some scratches on the hardware, but other than that, practically new. And do I want to buy a new now or in the future, but paying more than double? No, I can't. So I think there's a lot of people's sentiment who have these bags, whether it's the classic or the jumbo. They are holding on to what they have now because, yes, it's an investment bag, right? If you think of it just like that word, just investment. But are you going to sell it, make that money? But if you ever miss the bag, that's this hoarder mentality that I'm having right now. Like, tough decisions, So that's us, right? Those that have the bag. But then let's say you wanted this bag, like you want it now. Wow. I guess our stance is also, if this is your bag, like if you want it, if you have always been saving and this is your dream bag, it's really, we feel like it's really almost now or never. You bite the bullet, get done with it. A little bit like the Dior, right? Bite the bullet, do it now. Because if they have one or two more price increases on this, you know what? Forget it.
Another 10%, another 5%. Those 10 and 5% on such a large amount is very significant. And we're speaking from experience too, because I'm one of them. Like, I have a jumbo, but it's a pre-love single. And yes, it was from circa 2009, 2010, but it's perfect. Like, it's so well made. But I kind of missed the boat myself, because when it was under 6, when it was around 6 plus tax less than 7, I didn't buy it. At the time, I thought it was too much. And I know it's all relative, but if at the time I just bit the bullet and did it, and instead of getting distracted and buying little things, not little, but like all the other items, all the other bags, but still not have what I wanted originally, my boat has sailed a long time ago. So we're just speaking from experience. If you have been saving for a long time, you had your eyes set on it, it is the time to get it. Because if you just keep getting distracted and you buy something else, buy something else, buy something else, next thing you know, it's next year already, 10% up, 10%, maybe more price increase again. Next thing you know, another year passes. Like, it just goes on. So like it's easily, you can easily miss the boat like we did. But yeah, I think the consolation is not everyone wears a classic flap all the time. I think there are people who actually wears the classic flap all the time. They just enjoy it. They just wear it. Whereas I don't think I would be one of those people. So I'm okay with not having it, because I also know my boat has sailed. But it just really depends on you. If you really associate yourself with one of those people that, you just want to look cool, you always want to have your classic flap, and it is your holy grail, then just do it. If you have the money now, like, just don't get in debt. We're not suggesting that either.
Oh,
Gabrielle.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn on the lights, but yeah, sure. Go on, I can hear it.
Okay, so the Gabrielle is also borderline no, because again, the prices have gone up significantly as well. It's I can't remember how much was it when it first came out, because I only owned the small. I bought it when it was still quite new, but there was already 1 or 2 price increases when I bought it. I remember it started with a 3. When I bought it, it was like 3,900 for my first one. So yeah, as you can see, the price has gone up quite a bit. This bag is still, is a continuous style. On last live chat, some of you were saying that there's a rumor that they're getting discontinued, but apparently some other people are saying no. So as far as I know, this bag still exists. You can still buy it at Chanel, but maybe they just haven't made as much. I wonder if it has anything to do with the pandemic, or then maybe they're just slowing down because they're trying to push the Chanel 19. So yeah, this bag is also one of those that you either love or hate it. And I feel like until you use one, you don't really know, because I know Kat loves hers. She wants one back.
I love this bag.
Yeah. It's very, this bag is just so cool. And it actually is really friendly to use. It's borderline no, because prices have gone up significantly, but it's still not crazy like the classic flap. Obviously, we cannot compare it to the classic flap. We are not. But again, it's one of those things. If you want it, then get it now.
Absolutely. This bag, the Chanel, the Gabrielle small. So is it small? Like the smaller one? Mini or small? I'm confused with the names. I think the small, right?
Yeah.
That bag, even though a lot of people may say, it's a bit dated, like maybe old, like not many people want it because now the hot new stuff is the 19 and all. But when I look at the resale market for these bags, the black or like the more neutral colors, black, even the pinks of the Gabrielle small, they sell off at
they do
close to retail price. So the people that actually are buying it, or they had it and they're selling it, they do make a little bit of profit, or maybe they don't. Maybe they just like cover their cost.
Yeah, but that's still keeping value.
Yeah, it keeps value. So it's actually one of those bags that is still fairly sought after, and it's because, like what Amy said, it's really easy to use. I love my flat bag, but there are some days I just wish I could just reach down into my bag and grab my stuff rather than flip the flap open, squish it under my armpit and take my things and close it back. This action of opening the flap, sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes, you just wish you could just look down into your bag and grab your stuff. And because this is a top zip, it is exactly that. It's so easy to use. And I had the medium version. So I know it's a really easy bag to use. So yeah, I miss it. But yeah, it's borderline now. It's like Singapore is selling at 6,000, was it 6,800? It's like, So no, I'm just struggling for this bag, struggling.
Yeah, this bag became so popular very quickly, right? So they had prices increase. They had price increases very frequently. Because after I bought my first one, my second one already went up again. Because my first one already went up 1 or 2 price increases by the time I bought it. But it was like 100, 200 price increase. It wasn't like 500 or 600 increase. Whereas by the time I bought my second one, it was literally a $600 increase. Wow. It was that much. It was a 20% increase. It literally did that like a few times, which is why within a span of a few years, because when did this come out? I can't remember now. Was it like 2017? Yeah, 16, 17. It's only been less than 4 years. It's crazy. That's why. Because it got popular, they realized it, and then they just kept going. 20%, 15%, 20%. Like it just kept going fast. So yeah, it's now or never.
Okay, I think we'll get a couple more bags. All right, so I think a lot of people have these bags. This is the Saint Louis from Goyard. And we've been talking about bags that are in the like $5,000-$6,000, and suddenly you look at this, you go like, that's okay, that's all right. actually, if you just look at the price itself, because we see so much of the more expensive things, and then suddenly you look at this, it's sort of like a bit of an illusion, where this suddenly looks reasonable. The prices here could be older, so it probably have gone up a little bit. It's borderline no, because honestly, this is a tote, and based on a lot of people's, I don't have this, but based on a lot of reviews so far, it's one of those totes that gets a lot of wear and tear over time. And thinking that it's because it's canvas and all, you will use this tote. Like, people who have had this tote, they use it, they dump lots of things inside, they bang it around. You would think it can hold it because feels like that stronger material. So it is a little borderline no, because right now, today, there are so many other totes in the similar price range that I feel are higher quality. So I have one. Of course, I have to talk about mine. Forêt Lepage. The reason I went for Forêt Lepage is because I wanted a tote that had more, like a little bit sturdier, thicker canvas, and the price point was about the same. I think I paid about the same, maybe a little cheaper than this, and I enjoy my tote. It feels more hardy. This, on the other hand, is very, I would say, close to paper thin. There's a pro to it because it means it's a lighter bag. It's easier to travel with. You can just practically just fold it up and dump into your luggage. But yeah, so it really depends, if you're okay with a little bit less canvas, or maybe the thinner material, then go for this. But there are other options out there already with a similar design as well, right? So what do you think?
Yeah, I think because this bag is it's actually made of linen, coated linen, which is why it's so lightweight. And because it's so lightweight, you just want to keep using it because it's so fun to use it. It feels so easy to use it, but the lightweightness and the thinness of the material breaks down faster. The more you use it, then the faster it breaks down. And the wear and tear on these bags, from all the reviews that I've seen, are not very good. This bag is not available in Canada, so I've actually never held one. I've only seen it on videos. I'm not the biggest fan, just based on all of the breakage reviews. And I think because the stores are not always available, like there's none in Canada, right? So even if I bought one, I can't get customer aftercare for it probably. Like, where would I send it to, right? So there's that factor. And like you said, there are so many totes out there. I would just do my research and buy another one. You're paying the same price anyway. But I'm not saying like this is bad. If you own this, please don't get offended. Like, I know how easy and like lightweight, and the look is different. It's more like a slouch. It has more of a Californian look, I suppose. But yeah, it's just one of those things. If I were to consider a brand new tote from somewhere, I would consider Forêt Lepage. I actually never heard of it until I saw Cats, and then I still love my Never Full, so I could easily also just buy a Never Full. It'd be around the same price too. So borderline no lah. Yeah, just
Borderline. It's borderline because at this price, it's still it doesn't burn a hole in your pocket, right? If you're looking for a luxury tote, it's still okay. But really think about your lifestyle. Like, if you are going to bang this bag around, like really, really use it, be aware that it's got reviews that there are tears in the linen. It gets out of shape. Well, it's soft, but it's like the tears, and it's just like it doesn't hold up as well as you think for the price that you're paying.
And the strap,
and the
strap breaks.
Yeah, the strap breaks. Yeah, it gets pulled out. So, people who have had it, they enjoy it. They got multiple colors, but we've also heard the other side where they're not happy with the bag. So with these prices, it's really worth looking out in the market, because they were one of the few bags, right? I think them and LV is never full. Well, I guess the pinnacle, right? They were the top pillar. Everybody wanted these two. But I guess over the years, more brands have like surfaced with very similar designs. For La Page is one of them. And you go like, hey, actually, there's something out there. There's not other things out there, which are also in that luxury range if you're looking for one. So yeah, borderline no.
Borderline no.
Okay, this
Especially
is our last one.
if you can't get aftercare, then it's no. For me, I don't know where to get I can't repair. I can't find a place to repair it, so it will be a no. Okay, I think this is one of the last ones. The peekaboo. Why is it borderline no? I think it's more specific to the peekaboo in lambskin. I'm so sorry. I know a lot of people have the lambskin one. The lambskin is, it's beautiful, it's soft, and the peekaboo itself is, it's pretty much Fendi's classic style. It is quite expensive. I feel like the prices have not gone up as crazily or as fast as, say, Chanel or even LV. So for an all leather bag, and it's beautiful lambskin, it's well constructed, it's okay. It's borderline no, because I feel like lambskin, you cannot just bang it around. You have to take good care of it, baby it a little bit. If you don't, it will wear out, and resale value on these are very poor. I think that's where I'm kind of having a bit of a struggle. But having said that, peekaboos exist in so many different, like literally so many different sizes, and even within the family of peekaboos, there's like there's all these other ones. We've actually featured a few of them in previous slides, previous episodes. So there's always something that you can find that might be a better choice. I think I'm just coming from the point of view of this particular one that is borderline no, because if I'm already going to spend almost, this is going to be well over 5,000 with taxes, I might as well just go for like the calfskin one, or maybe the essentially slightly bigger, feels slightly more robust. And yeah, it's just a little bit, it's just a little remark. It's not don't buy it, it's just borderline no. Just really consider your options.
Yeah, consider your options. Agree. I think absolutely this bag, the one that I was like when we went and tried, what is it? What live was that? We were talking about other brands, right? I think I'll look for that and I'll link it down below. So yeah, I remember now. I was running around looking for bags to take photos of, right? And I actually really like the modernized version of the peekaboo. The peekaboo is a very modern bag, but because it's so popular, they actually enhanced it, and there's the upgraded version. I kind of like look at it as an upgraded, more sort of like a younger version of it. The essentially, is that the one I think that I said I liked?
Yeah, that's the one that you like.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. So if you like the peekaboo range, it's really worth looking at it, because they have expanded their line, not just this specific look, because this is it's sort of a cute look, softer look, but they have like essentially the northeast, or was it east-west?
Yeah, both, I think.
Yeah. And they have north south, and then east west peekaboos, and the essentially, which I personally actually really like. Fendi tends to be a bit more expensive for their bags, but if you again, like Gucci, again like Dior, if you love the brand, you actually, it calls to you, you really think the style works with you, then actually their bags are not too bad. Like I've seen some really good bags there. The baguette is obviously different. So yeah, this is all on this. Okay. We hope you enjoyed that. Let me just come out of this sharing.
Yeah, I saw some comments from last week's live. People are like, be vicious, just tell us the truth. Just we told you all of them that we feel are either not worth it, or it's really borderline, like hard to accept. But it depends on you. If you need it, if you've been saving for it, then just go for it. But yeah, this whole luxury lifestyle is It's getting very expensive.
Very, very expensive.
Yes, since
like-
last year, it's getting very expensive.
Okay, so I'm going to take some questions. If you're new here, because I think it went all the way down already, I'm not going to pull my comment over. Yeah, put a bunch of question marks like this, like how Shanna's doing it, and that will help me see what to pull to the front of the screen. So from Shanna, which is the most Chanel bag worth getting? Most Chanel bag worth getting. Okay, maintain its value since now everything so expensive. What are you thinking?
Didn't we mention a few last week? I think maintaining value is I know we talk about resale value because I know you guys love it, but always buy bags that you will actually enjoy and use. Even if it's like an occasional bag, as long as you're actually using it, then it's okay. I think the resale value is really for people who get bored or people who need money and then need to resell them. So you just want that reassurance. But it's still not guaranteed because there's so many factors when you sell a bag. If you go through consignment, they take 30 to 40% fees from you. If you sell it yourself, oh my gosh, so much headache. And there are fees associated with PayPal fees and maybe like shipping fees and insurance fees. And oh my gosh, if you get scammed, that's a horror story. Like there are so many factors when it comes to resale too. So you may not even necessarily get all the money back after all those fees, especially if you're not doing all the work yourself. And when you do the work, your time costs money. So anyway, just to answer your question, which is the most worth getting? I think last week we said the Coco handle was still really worth it because the price is really still very reasonable, and it's still a very popular handbag. We also mentioned the minis because the minis are so hard to get. And when you get one, and if you ever have to resell one, especially like a caviar one or like Cat's one, which is like caramel color, or like a houndstooth, like those you can actually make money because they're so hard to get and so sought after. There is always a market for it. Even if you go through a consignor, after they take 30% off, you still get your money back, like that type of thing. What else did we say? I think we mentioned the trendy CC is kind of one of those that is still classic modern. The price has gone up, but it's still, you get a lot of bag for what you pay for.
You get a lot of bag for that.
Yeah. And we also mentioned the Chanel 19 because it's still relatively new. There were a couple of increases, but the increases were very modest. It started with a 5 before, now it's in the 6 for the small size, I mean. So it's still very modest. The price is still very reasonable. So get it while you can, because next thing you know, it's going to be like the classic flap in 3 more years. It's going to be like the classic flap price. So yeah, those are the ones that I would say are still worth getting. Whether it maintains value is very subjective and will depend on the combination that you choose, the color that you choose. It's all very subjective. But normally you would know. If it's hard to get, then it's usually worth getting because those will maintain its value better. Do you have any other ones that you can think of, honestly?
I think I'm at this, how do you say, I feel it's hard to say a bag is worth getting. Like I have the caramel bag and I know it's worth getting because in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to, if I ever sell this bag, I'm going to make so much money out of it. There's this, but I honestly ask myself, am I going to sell this bag? Like I think like what Amy said, it's like this, it's reassuring for us to know, like for yourself, like for me to know, like I have a gold mine sitting in my house. But letting it go and really selling it, that is another whole deal. And if I start to use it, that's another whole deal. Like, are you when you say you're gonna worth getting to maintain its value, that's also something to consider. Because if you use your bag and you really use your bag, even if it was worth getting at first, it might not be worth selling later on. But that's the thing, right? You're supposed to buy things for yourself. unless you're in the market, unless you are a reseller or this is your job, this is something that you do, that this is your income, then it's a totally different conversation. But I think for all of us here, for me, for Amy, we're not buying and selling. we are buying to enjoy. We just talk about the value of the bag because it's reassuring. But otherwise, actually, it's really hard to say.
You really have to go with what you love. You can move on to the next question. But even if I think about, because like everyone says that the classic flap is worth buying because, or not worth buying, that the classic flap is always worth it because it retains value. It only retains its value if you got it a long time ago, because if you go buy a new one right now and you try to resell it, it's going to be so hard to sell such an expensive bag, number one. Number two, why won't someone just walk in a Chanel and buy it themselves if that's the case? You know what I mean? It's one of those things too. I feel like the options that we mentioned in our slide last week, those are good because their price point already are still very acceptable. And there's demand right now. And when you have that situation, then it tends to retain its value, at least for now. Yeah. But nothing is forever, right? Nothing is forever. Yeah.
Okay, Tri Nguyen, prices of vintage Chanel have gone up so much. Do you think they're still worth it? Well, it's worth it to you if you love it.
Yeah. I think unless you're going for very vintage items, such as the ones that are no longer made, like, there's this jumbo flap with the very big CC logo. That one,
yes.
Yeah, that one is no longer really in production now, right? I don't know if they'll come up with one like seasonal one, but so far I haven't seen any. So if you're after something like this, then I think it's okay because you can't get it anymore. And if you're after like a certain aspect of it, if you just like that it's 24 karat gold plated, if you like that it is made in the year that you're born with, like there's different other things that maybe you're after, then it's worth it if it's worth it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one, I think this is a question, maybe it's a remark and a question from Deborah. You can get a LV monogram empreinte leather starting at $3,350. So why buy a fabric tote for Dior prices when you can get leather, not to mention their resale value? Yeah, so if you need a tote and you love Dior, of course, then it's no conversation, right? But yeah, when you do comparisons here and there, then you go like, what am I doing?
Yeah. And we were being a bit vicious about our choices too. I think we were pretty diplomatic already.
Okay. Yeah, we're all right. We want to be worse. But we also know that, if I'm sitting in the shoes, like if somebody says to me, your boy bag's not worth it, of course I'll get a bit insulted, right? I mean, I paid for a price for it. So I guess we're also trying to say that, if you love it, don't get insulted, don't feel hurt by this conversation. But as long as you love your bag, like don't make sure you're using your bag. That's why you bought it. We're also sharing, like, buying at today's prices is really a lot of money. And if you're not 100% sure of that bag today, then it might be worth stepping away and thinking again. So that's something that we also want to say. Like, if you have it, don't hate us. Don't be upset.
Yeah, it's always a little polarizing, right? Some people can get very sensitive, but we're not here to insult anyone. We're really just here to like talk about it, because I mean, I don't know anybody who would agree that a Dior tote bag for $1,000 is worth it.
Yeah. Ask my husband. He'd be like, "What, you crazy?" Always ask the husband who's. I don't know how many of you out here have like husbands who are very, very luxury oriented. I doubt. I think
No.
they're the minority. They're really, really small. You're like, oh, you what? Really small.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. The price is okay. Okay, June. Finally pulled the trigger on the Lady Dior ABC size, ABC size black and gold combo. Wanted it for so long, but not sure if I love it. Is it still worth it at 4,000 USD plus tax? I think okay. So this question probably came out just before we shared, right? So
I feel like you said you finally pulled the trigger, so you've been wanting it for so long. That's what we said. It was borderline no to us if you were to like, consider one today. But also, if you've been considering it for a while, bite the bullet and get it, because wait more. Oh my gosh, I just like, the more you wait, the more it becomes a no. So yeah, it's all relative. The ABC size is a great size too. It's not so mini like mine. Mine is literally an occasional bag. It's so small. It really is just an evening bag at this point. So yeah, if you already got it, congrats, because it's now or never.
yeah, it's really now or never. Like for me,
Yeah.
I think I'm also the same as you. Like wanted it for so long, but I'm not sure if I love it. And I am at that stage where I think it's a no. And also because I have other not priorities, but bag priorities. So maybe if I didn't have this whole journey that I'm on, not like hunting any Chanel bags down, I think, it would still be in my radar. But right now, because it's not in my radar, and the prices have really reached a price where I'm like, okay, you know what? You just have to forget it. You just have to go forget it.
Yeah, same cat. If I didn't buy it when I bought it, and this year I have something, like I have my eyes on you know what already. Everyone knows, I think. I'm not gonna buy it. Like I don't have that money to spend it. Like I just don't.
I wish my money grows on trees, really. I've got a lot of trees outside the house. I won't mind plucking some. Okay, and believe, are there any luxury totes that you think are worth getting? I feel like totes get so much abuse, but I'm afraid to go luxury, though I do enjoy my garden party in military tote. Ooh, that's a good bag, actually. That is a really good bag. I do love my Foray Lepage, and I really use it. Like it's been through quite a bit of abuse, and it still looks, it's got a bit of rubbing in the corners. But honestly, yeah, that bag, that is a bag that I think I would use until it's worn out and I need to replace. So actually is one of those bags that I don't see myself letting go. I'm just using it. Finally found a tote that I can use and abuse. I'm not sure about the Never Full, so maybe Amy can share on that.
I feel like I'm a bad example because I have two and I rarely use them. But whoever, like everyone else that has the Neverfull, and I see how much they use it, because you can see how beat up that strap looks like. But the bag still looks great. It's just the strap part, and if it's monogrammed, and maybe the around the leather trims also, they get patinaed and get dried up sometimes. But that's after a lot of heavy use. So I still feel like it's a great tote to consider. Yeah, availability, and or just get the one that Kat has, because I honestly think it's a great tote, because I love that the strap is adjustable. I love that feature. Like I said, if I didn't already have two totes, and I'm already not using my two totes that often, I don't need a third one. But if I didn't have two, I would consider buying that as a second one for myself. I just love having that adjustable feature. Yeah.
And that bag, if you want like security, they have the version with the strap. Exactly the same. With the zip. So really good as well. Okay, I've got to pull Isabel's comment here. So if all of you don't know, we are on a different time. So thank you to the Western side who is constantly having daylight savings.
Yeah.
So we're back to the original timing. So we started off with this. So no change to Canada and US Pacific time. It's still 8 p.m. for all of you. But for us, this side, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and then of course Sydney and all, we are moving backwards 1 hour. So it's starting at 11 a.m. here. I think most of us saw it, but definitely there'll be some transition time for the next couple of weeks. Start 1 hour earlier. And I guess that's good because we had some comments about, oh, I'm going to miss my lunchtime. But I think we got used to it, 6 months of getting used to it. So now you can have a longer lunchtime.
It's actually only been 4 months. It was like
Has it been only 4 months?
November to March. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Daylight savings.
But it feels like it feels like a long time because I guess all of us have been very fatigued about staying home, right? So it feels like a long time. And it's also winter on this side. Like it's a lot of not that much daylight, but it's coming back, which is good. And also we changed the clock.
Awesome.
Hopefully they'll just ban it. Like hopefully.
God. Nobody needs daylight savings. There are greenhouses out there. Like we're nobody's okay, but maybe there is use for some places, but really in the modern developed countries, yeah.
Well, apparently Canada is waiting for California and Washington, like our south neighbor, to change it officially before we do it. Because if we change it to no more and they are still doing it, then we're going to be out of sync. And
right.
From the point of view of business, it's not good. So we still have to follow what the US is doing. It's always like
ask my brother in the UK. I said, "Are you still on daylight savings?" It's getting annoying.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so Vaseline. I want to get the trendy CC small in black lambskin chevron with gold hardware, dream bag since 2018, and the classic medium flap in black caviar with gold hardware. Which do I get first?
That's $1 million question. Oh wow,
that is $1 million question.
I want to say if you're gonna get it now, because if you're ready to get it now, I almost want to say get the more expensive one first, because it's your dream bag. You're gonna keep it forever, and you're gonna wear a lot hopefully till you're like 60, 70, 80. So I would say go with the more expensive one first. But having said that, Chanel doesn't always have everything available when you go in. So it also depends on what they have that day. I was told, I think my essay bought a bag for his girlfriend, and yeah, they didn't have it in the caviar, so he had to buy something else. So like it can happen. So yeah, go with what's available. And if it's not available, ask when it's gonna come in. If it's gonna be like in the near future, then you can wait for it. Yeah. What do you think? Trendy or classic?
I think for me, if I had funds for both, I will go with the classic first. I'm also reflecting on my previous experiences. Like I should have gone with the more expensive things first, and then buy all the cheaper versions first, because those things, when they have a price increase, 10% on a more expensive item is a lot more than a 10% on a cheaper item. I'm just trying to be strategic with that, because of the massive, like if there were no price increases, like if the price increase just said, we'll halt it for 2 years, then I would go with what sings in my heart. Like I feel I'm going to get a lot of use from my trendy first. But because I know it's coming, the next price increase is coming. It's coming in May or it's coming in November. I have to be strategic on my purchase and say, okay, let's do it now. And I did it. I did it with my JUC. Obviously, we're not talking about bag, but I did it with my JUC. I wanted to buy it like this month. This is the month, but I got it 6 months earlier because of that crazy extra $1,000 or something like price increase. It's just bite the bullet now because I wanted it, right? I wanted it for a while and I was already going to get it. So yeah, with this, I feel like if you are already going to get both of the bags, you're ready for them, and you can get the classic medium flap in black caviar some more. So go with that.
Yeah. Plus, after you buy the more expensive one, you become so poor that you have to enjoy your bag for a while before you go back for your second one. At least you'll keep your mind busy. You'll just have to enjoy it for a while, you know. Just really enjoy it, be happy with it, like really like have that honeymoon phase with it.
Yeah.
Then you can start saving. Well, I mean, you can start saving for the second one, but then you can think about your second one later. But at least you got one out of the door, you know, the more expensive one out of the door.
It's true. Be so poor. That's how I felt. Like, oh my god, I'm so poor. I can't take it. And everything else doesn't look nice anymore. Okay, Joyce, this is an interesting comment. Do you think LV's recent push for customers to buy leather bags will work? Chanel has been successfully been able to get us to buy lambskin bags. Maybe LV can get us to buy more leather bags. Yeah, I've heard of this rumor, I guess. I don't think it's official, but maybe it's just everybody kind of knows it in the industry that canvas bags are getting harder and harder to find, and therefore you just might swap over to the leather bags.
Yeah, with LV, I feel like there's always the market that will just be diehard fans of their canvas bags. They might still buy some leather, but for example, myself, I have a leather bag from LV, but it was one of those that was very, at the time it was more expensive. At the time it felt expensive, but like now that I look at it, it's actually one of the more affordable ones. But I can't make myself buy a Capucine. I can't make myself buy, what's a more expensive one than that one? I think the Capucine is one of them. The CD streamer.
CD streamer. They have one called the Milia.
Yeah. So I can't get myself to buy those ones. I'm just not that market myself. So I feel like they have that market, but it's probably not a huge one. I feel I have a sentiment that most people are kind of gonna be like me, still gonna stick with mostly canvas.
Yeah,
maybe with
I love their canvas bag.
Yeah.
Cute. I mean, it's interesting, and I think they've done really well with their canvas bags. I have mine, so I'm gonna just show this. So this is and I love this bag, but I didn't pay full price for this. I bought this as resale from a brand new, and I got I think I paid under $3 for it. Can't remember now. But yeah, it's still not my preferred option for LV. Their leather bags are very, very, very pricey. Maybe it's also the look of the bag. Like I said earlier, it's kind of very matured. The only reason I love it is because I added some colorfulness to it to kind of youngen it, make it a little younger. But without this colorful strap, it's actually a very matured looking. It's very.
But you were looking for a work bag, so
yeah. But I was looking for a work bag, like a very boring black bag.
It's actually really good as a work bag because yeah. So I don't know if it will work as well as how Chanel did with their lambskin. I just don't feel that they will have the same success. But who knows? I actually don't see any of the business data behind it. So, but that's how I feel. I don't know. I just feel like if everyone's like me, they might buy the occasional one, but they won't just start buying a bunch of different leather bags from LV. I just don't feel that way.
Agree. Because the price difference is significant. I think when I think of LV, I think of durable, like really just like easygoing monogram canvas. It's so ingrained in my brain that for me to jump into the leather bags is quite difficult.
Yeah.
It makes it even harder because the jump is expensive. Like let's say if you find a canvas bag and the leather bag is like maybe the same price, that's when I think the strategy may work. Like whoa, the push to buy leather bags, people will slowly transition. But the price difference is still, it's significant. It's all actually even is very expensive. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're trying. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I don't feel like it will work as well. But they will have a market that will buy a lot of their.
I feel justified. I had to pull this over for the love of bags. I own a Gucci Marmont in small, and you're right, Kat. It doesn't wear well. Thank you. I feel guilty sometimes saying this kind of things. You know, I do, and I have a heart. But I have seen like they look. You know, your bags should look worn, right? Your bag should look worn. They should look used because you're supposed to use them, right? But I just feel with this bag, it gets worn extra fast, and you're still paying a luxury price for it. So yeah, thank you. Has to come from somebody that owns the bag. Really, not get slapped. Okay. Okay, hi, Maria's here. Let's see this comment. Agree resale market making certain French brands accessible. French bag prices pushing people towards Hermes, but it's not the same. Joining the Hermes family is not just about a B or a K. Yeah, it's true. You know, it's the whole. Yeah, it's the whole deal. Like now that I have started it, I'm beginning to appreciate more and more things. I haven't stepped into everything, but really, I think Amy, you can share as well, right? You've got the blanket.
I totally am. How many percent converted? I don't know, 90. I am
Wow,
really.
that's a lot. That's fast.
I'm never gonna stop buying Chanel, and I'm never gonna stop buying LV, but I don't enjoy all the other aspects of those fashion houses as much as I do with Hermes. Well, with LV and Chanel, I guess there's just shoes and oh no, actually they have jewelry, perfume, shoes, ready to wear, but I don't actually feel the same way about Chanel and LV's other things than I feel about Hermes. Mind you, I don't like Hermes ready to wear. That's just really not my style. But everything else, I actually really like. I like their homeware. I like their silk. Oh my gosh, their silks are so dreamy. Every pattern I want to own. Like it's just insane. Their jewelry is beautiful. Like there's just and the leather goods. Like just there's just so much to explore. And I have a lot of. I said it last time, I think. I have a lot of pleasure going into each of my visits now because it's a different type of shopping. They give you the attention. I think maybe it is also the. It's also the.
We're saying that we're getting attention finally.
I know. They actually they are actually serving you. You know, like they are actually, I guess, working with you, and I know that they know that our end goal is for something, but that's the whole thing. They made that system work. It really is working. And the thing is, they back it up with the quality of their items. I'm not just buying all these other things randomly and not enjoying them. I actually am enjoying everything else that I bought. So that makes a huge difference, I think. Whereas with Chanel, I will always love their bags, but I always said it before, every time I buy a Chanel bag, it's very stressful. Not only is it stressful because of the environment, I feel like there's always someone competing for my essay at the same time. Yeah. But also, I have to double, triple, quadruple check my bag before I take it home because there's a lot of quality issues nowadays. And same with LV. So it's such a different experience. So yeah, I said it. 90% converted. I understand this whole.
If your Chanel essay is watching this, she'll be like, oh, "You're never getting another bag again, girl."
She doesn't watch.
Oh my gosh, I got. Oh wow! Thank you, SC. We got a super chat. Wow, thank you. And put your comment up. Van Cleef, Alhambra, or Cartier JUC fine jewelry. since both of you are at the top, which one do you think is a better brand for fine jewelry? Loving the live stream.
I
Thank you
already know
so
the answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. We are, you know, yeah, with all the slides and everything, we love this live stream as well. Okay, so my answer is on my hand. It's on my hand. And okay, just to be more like what do you call it? Not diplomatic. It's just to be more non-biased. I feel like Van Cleef it's beautiful. You know, the quality. I've been into Van Cleef. I almost got the Alhambra with the stone and all. The only versions that I would get, like the vintage Alhambra, is the one that is solid gold. Because to me, fine jewelry needs to be worn and it should be less high maintenance. But Van Cleef uses a lot of semi-precious stones. And semi-precious, well, no, actually they're precious stones, like semi-precious precious stones like malachite, turquoise, mother of pearl. You actually need to care for them, like really, really care for them. They, depending on how you know, what weather you are in, over the years, they can crack, they can absorb oil. They are actually really, really delicate. And I just feel the better value in terms of cost per wear, in terms of taking care of it, your time and all. Cartier still is, to me, better. Alhambra, yeah. I've heard of stories where mother of pearl have shrunk away from the edge of the, you know, necklaces and pendants, and that's not replaceable. Like, no. So what do you think?
Oh, actually, it's funny because I have been doing, because I've started my researching. I've started my researching of fine jewelry. So a lot of researching on Cartier. And I was just looking at the Alhambra, sweet Alhambra necklace and bracelet. And I agree, I would just get the solid gold one because I went on Fashion File and I saw like the mother of pearl one. You could see, I don't know if it was cracked or it just looks dried up. It's just not a good look, you know? And also, I guess it still depends on you. Like if you love it, I would treat it as costume jewelry. Take it out before you go to shower. Take it out before you put your lotion and perfume on. Then put it back on. Literally, that's how I wear my jewelry. But that's because I don't wear jewelry 24/7, and I've never done that. Not even earrings. So I'm used to that. But I'm also liking the idea of just having the jewelry 24/7 and not having to remove it. Like I love the idea. So I'll have to try it. I'll have to start somewhere. So I'll have to start with Cartier. But I do like the sweet Alhambra. But solid gold would be what I would go for. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go back up. Thank you again, SC, for your
Thank
super
you.
chat. Okay, so here, by the way, guys, looks like my technician's coming back.
Oh.
Left something. might have pop out a little bit. Anyway, we're going through questions, so even if I can't pull it over, Amy can continue. All right, so Glassy Rojas, because of the crazy classic flat prices, I've been thinking about buying pre-loved. How do you get over the fear of super fakes? I know you can get them authenticated, but I am still doubtful. So I think after this, I will link our... Well, we didn't really talk about how to get over the super fakes. But yeah, I'll just link one of our videos where we talk about the different layers of shopping. But yeah, you know, this is the risk that you have to go through, and almost accept. You know, like be so confident, do your due diligence about it. But yeah, what do you think? I mean, I bought before, but what do you think?
I feel like if you're still gonna be doubtful, it's gonna be hard to shake it off. If I were you, if you had no choice, you really have to go pre-loved and you absolutely need to have one and you cannot buy it retail, then go with the reputable source first. Get it authenticated, maybe even double authenticated. Go with 2 different companies. And if you can actually, I don't know where you live, but if you can find an authenticator that can do it in person, that's even better, because when they can touch it versus just looking at pictures, it's so much better when you can actually touch it, really authenticated by having it in front of them. So yeah, you don't have any other choice if you really have to go pre-love, I feel. Just be sure that it's the real one. Just get it authenticated until you're sure. I think if there's even any sort of like, if one authenticator comes back saying not sure or something looks fishy, already I will just return it, like forget about it. Like I want it to be absolutely 100% they're sure. And then I'll probably go to a second one. Like most likely I won't have to do it if it was me, because I handle enough Chanel bags myself. If it's in front of me, I'll probably know a little bit, because I have enough bags to know how they should feel. But even for myself, I have to at least get it authenticated once more. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, I would do it like twice. I don't know.
Agree.
It might be redundant, but yeah, it's a mental thing.
Actually not redundant. So give you 2 examples from my own personal experiences. I don't only buy from retail. I bought my Cartier Love from the resale. Now, I have no experience with Cartier before this. I've only seen it in store, but I've never really handled it, touched it. So I can honestly tell you, buying this, even though I got a great price on it, for years I was wondering whether I got a fake love bracelet. I think it took me almost like until the day my SA took it off, looked at it and said, "Yeah, it's real. Let me polish it for you." And I just said, "Oh my God." But because I don't have experience holding it, so what Amy said about going to store, touching it, feeling it, looking at it, really analyzing the real thing, so that you're confident when you receive your pre-love item, you can sort of get a feel of it. Compared to my LV bag, this one I bought from a reputable seller. I actually never got this authenticated because I handle so much LV bags that when I look at it, I know. I just know that this is real. I look at the stitching, I look at the hardware, the clocking mechanism, look at the stamping, all of that, I'm confident. So it is that level that you need to know. And also, if you're buying from resale, get that reputable seller. Not only that they are famous, maybe a lot of followers or whatever, but please check their return policy. Because if they have like reviews about, it's really hard to return from them, once you buy, even though they say can return, that is a no. Even if they have a million customers, that's already a no, because you want to know that if you have any issues, there is no problem for you to send it back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one from Joyce. What do you consider first? Price, resale value, or combo color for a bag that you love and makes your heart sing?
The heart wants what the heart wants. Which do you consider first? Price and resale value or combo color? I think I go with... Oh, that's a tricky question.
This question, I think over the years of my shopping addiction, luxury shopping addiction, I'm glad to say that. I think I have slightly changed my tune in a way. And I feel like it also comes with experience and maturity. Like, I'm going to tell you what I feel for. I go with price and resale value first. Combo and color comes very close, but it's just, I just don't want to buy rubbishy things anymore. Because, color and combo and color, there are so many beautiful things out there that make my heart sing, but I also want to be practical and want to make sure that my money is going somewhere. So is that also that slight reassurance that I'm not buying anything anymore? That's me.
I think for me, I find it tricky because usually if it's a great combo and color, it usually also means it's a great resale value.
But it could be
Because
a trendy bag.
yeah, but I'm thinking about an experience that I had. For example, the pearl bag that came out 2019 spring summer. That coveted one that I still want, but I'm not gonna pay resale. The thing is, I was looking at that bag and I was looking at the price. I didn't know the resale at the time because it was new. I just looked at the price and I'm like, wow, it's like almost 6,000 plus tax for a mini. I know it's pearl, but it's fabric and pearls and a little bit of leather lining, right? So I went with price and I'm like, I just don't feel like I should get it because the price is just too much. And at the time, the minis were not like the prices they are now, right? So I did not buy it and I did not even ask about it. I don't even know if we had it. Actually, we do have it. I just never even asked about it. But the color and combo I really loved. But I just passed on it. I decided I'm gonna pass on it. But now I regret it because had I just like bitten the bullet. Like I said, I just knew the price. I didn't know the resale value, but now the resale value is like, oh my gosh, over the roof. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things. It's very tricky, and sometimes you don't know until you know. It's too late. Yeah,
But
I know what you mean.
But do you consider first? Like, if you had to, like, just they're so close together. Like,
they are, because it's such a rare combo, right? It was a rare pearl bag that Chanel has not made in a long time, but it was only fabric, but it was a beautiful pearl bag. Okay, look wise, it looked beautiful, but the price was just like, I'm like, I know normally pearl bags are supposed to be way more expensive, but still, I looked at it, I'm like, it's just a mini bag. But yeah, it's one of those things. And that's why I feel like it's a tricky question, because usually when it's a great combo, it usually means it has great resale too. Down the line, because it's yeah.
So tough.
Oh, I know.
Okay, Kobe girl, I struggle about my black caviar single flap jumbo. Amy has that. I bought it last year, priced at 3,800 USD.
That's
Is
a
that
really
a good price? Okay.
That
I
is
haven't
a
used
great
it at
price.
all. I feel it's too formal. Should I sell it? Oh,
that is such a great price. I don't know what condition it was, but it is a really good price. So if you sell it, you probably could just sell it back at the same price. You can. I think you can. Because I bought mine at this price and it was years ago. Yeah. So I feel like I mean, mine is in great condition, but like, it is a great price. If it's too formal, yeah, the jumbo is a look. I don't know how petite you are, but the jumbo on us looks like a maxi bag. It's big. So it's a very statement bag. It's not an everyday bag for us, for sure. Yeah.
It's
you gotta think about it.
It's a bag that I put in my cupboard and I stare at it and I say, okay, one day I'm going to sell you. I think I'll sell you. Then when I wear it, I'm like, oh my God, are you crazy, Kat? This is a cool bag. This is like, I feel gaboom, like, wow. I feel like I am here, okay, when I am wearing that bag. So hard answer. Like, if you really don't want to use, like, you just can't even use it, then yeah, you gotta have a good conversation with yourself whether you want to sell it or not. I've had many conversations with myself, so at the moment it's not it's not sold. Leah Tan, I'm looking for a hands-free bag in my collection, and I'm trying to decide between a brand new small classic flap or a pre-loved mini Constance.
Ooh,
Which do you think I should go for?
I like the classic flap more. This small one is so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually do. I have seen the mini Constance.
I've tried one myself, actually. I tried my friend's one.
It's really small though.
It's small. It's nice. I mean, it's really nice. Um, she had a few scuffs on the hardware because she's not one to baby her bags. But if I were to use that one, I would baby that clasp. Like, close it properly, you know? Whereas I feel like the classic flap is more carefree.
It is.
Yeah.
You need to actually sort of like clip it in and then sort of like press it. The lock is easy but fussy. It's easy but fussy. Compared, and we're comparing just the two, right? Because you compare to many other locks, it's different. But just between the two, really the classic flap is just like click, 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 click. The other one is like press, lift, adjust. So yeah,
I
think both
prefer
of
the
us are
classic flap. Yeah.
same. Me too. It's when I see it in store, I'm like, I want it. But the price. Okay, Lux Love Journey. Hermes question. Since B25 seems to be a sought after bag after the B30, does it make it more expensive than the B30? If not, how much is the price difference between the two?
I don't think the price difference is that big, right? I actually don't know, but I don't think it's that big, the price difference. You know how like if you buy a medium and a small classic flap, the price difference is not that big. Usually when you buy, let's say even the Chanel 19, no, maybe. Well, it's not that big. Like it's not like usually it's just a marginal difference, isn't it?
It's still a little bit, but it's not like 5,000 more. I think it's like 1,000 more. It's a percentage difference, but it's a bigger bag.
It's a much bigger bag.
It's like about maybe about 10. Let me think. Maybe about 10 to 15% more, but it's still not that much more. But it's not a lot more. Sorry, it's not a lot more. It's just okay. Let me go for another one. Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes left.
But I think for her question, it doesn't mean the B25 is more expensive. It just means it's more popular.
Yeah, it's one of those bags that it's more expensive in the resale market.
Yeah,
but in the retail, it's actually slightly under than slightly less for the B25. Okay, Judy, I hate to say this, but I feel like partially the brands are increasing to see how much we are willing to pay. Yet, don't you think it is also inflation? I think it's both, right? It's a little bit of both, like a little bit of inflation.
Inflation doesn't go as fast as they do.
Yeah,
real inflation. Real inflation is not 25%. Okay.
Hey, Judy, if I own Chanel, I would be increasing the prices constantly because I know whatever price I increase, there will be demand, and it's a business, and you want it. So it's not so much of sort of like to see how much I'm willing to pay. It's sort of like I know you don't have a choice, so take it or leave it.
It's kind of exclusive in a way, right? Because you either buy Chanel bags or you don't buy Chanel bags, right? Yeah. And if you're gonna buy it, you gotta pay for it. And they know it.
So they know it, right? They're not really testing you. They're sort of like take it or leave it. You don't want it, there's somebody else running for it. Just okay, you know what? Just look at that caramel, the brown bag, medium large, which is what, $10 over $1,000. Because of that sought after color, it's sold out. I mean, $10,000 sold out.
It's not even on the shelf. It's literally, someone has to hide it so that you get it. Like, I mean, everyone has to do that. Everyone I remember the days. It probably is still the same. Like you never get to see the mini flaps on the shelf. They usually aren't. They are usually already pre-sold, or they don't even get to the floor and they're sold.
Yeah, they
at
don't even
launch.
get to the floor. VIPs get them first. VIPs. Maybe there's VVIP, VIP, and then you might get the dips. So what do we
And the
see
crazy
on-
one like us, we just line up and hope that there's still, because usually they do manage to maybe reserve like a few, like a couple, for people that do
Yeah.
line up.
Yeah, I think
So
they do. You
bad.
know, people. Let's say one store gets 5 pieces, so 3 gets to the
Yeah.
draw lots. Like lottery ballot, and then they leave 1 piece for the floor for us, the mass market, to like. I hope I get it.
Yeah, it is. That's how it is.
How crazy. Okay. Came in late. It's okay. What do you think about the Neverfull? So we spoke about the Neverfull in last
Previous.
week's live on 8. So I will link that down below. But just here, it's still worth buying. This is a very good bag.
Yeah, I don't know if Barb, if you're new to this channel, but it's on my channel, the previous episode. So just check it out on my channel. It's just the most recent live stream on my channel.
Snowflake. We should ask everybody this as well. Huh? Would all ladies buy a Chanel in white?
Yes.
I struggle with this. You would?
Oh. Yeah.
A white bag.
I mean, I would buy it.
A white luxury bag.
Yeah.
Really? Like white. Like white.
Well, she didn't specify which shade of white. There's many shades of white.
Okay, I'm going ice white. Okay, I'm changing the question. Ice white.
I don't know if I like ice white though. That's the thing. But there's many shades of white. Like there's like a off-white.
Oh, actually, you know what? You have one. Like
yeah,
the gray. The gray is
mine is
white.
Light gray. Yeah, it is kind of white sometimes.
White. That's true. It's like, for me, it's like nice to see, but I think I will always be afraid to use it. Like, don't you have fear? Like, I'm now interviewing Amy. Don't you have fear of everything? Like, because it's white.
So that cocoa handle is kind of the same as the Lady Dior. It's kind of an evening, kind of like a special occasion bag. I definitely don't use it all the time. I think I feel comfortable with it because it does have that top handle. Any moment you have a top handle on any bag, it reduces wear and tear because you don't have to rub it on your body because you're not wearing a crossbody, right? And even if I wear it on the shoulder, it's only temporary because that shoulder strap is short, okay? It might just swing and fall. So I just hold it by the top handle and it's fine. So that's why I feel comfortable. And even with the newest mini right now that just launched, the seasonal one, I told you I wanted the white one.
Yeah,
remember?
you want the white. Yeah, that's true. You would buy a white bag. You would.
I would. Because it has the top handle. If it was just a mini crossbody, then I won't. I won't, because I know I will wear it crossbody because it's meant to be, and I'll probably get it.
Color transfer. I think I've been tainted. Been tainted with my Gabrielle bag, which I bought it in the beige, top beige and black. So that bag is a crossbody bag, and I got color transfer on it. I think after that was like my first light colored luxury bag, and girl got color transfer on it. So I think for me, that's why I'm like. But you made a good point. If it had a top handle, it makes a big difference because it's away from your body. You can control what it rubs, it hits. Yeah, so maybe. Okay, here's one. Bianca. Okay, what do you think of the Chanel Deville tote? Okay, both of us had this bag. We can insult it.
Oh, we should have put it in this slide.
Oh, well, but it's
we talked about it.
Did. Yeah, we talked about it. But for this Chanel Deville tote, were we saying that it's worth buying or not worth buying?
I think it was a borderline one.
Yeah, it was a borderline bag.
Yeah, because the Deauville, I still like the leather version, But the leather version really increased in price quickly in the past year. I really remember it used to be just like the medium size used to be like 4,000 something. It was, 4,000 something. That's the price of a mini, right?
Yeah, and it's this huge bag like this big.
Yeah. So I felt like at that time, it was only like last year, that price? It was just early last year before the price increase. It was 4,000 something before tax. Now it's just, I don't know. Now they always have the seasonal ones. They're nice, but yeah, if I were to buy one, I would have bought it like last year when it was really reasonable and in the leather version, because I feel the same way about the fabric version than I feel about the Dior book tote. I like it better though because it does have 2 different straps. I'm sure that's why you bought it too, because it has the 2 different straps, right?
Yeah, I think that is one of the best.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's good because LV came up with their version on the go, right?
Yeah.
Small handle and the longer strap makes such a this is like the best feature of the bag. I love that. But the bag is a big bag. Like if you
It's
get
huge.
like it's huge. So the
leather version is smaller.
Oh, it's smaller. Okay, maybe the leather version. I don't know. For us, because we're kind of like more petite, it does overwhelm the body frame. It's like
and I don't feel the bag. I don't feel the bag. Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Unless I use it for traveling. I never travel with it. I'm too scared to travel with a fabric bag. It will ruin it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, unless it's a cheap one, like, unless it's a contemporary brand and I don't care if I ruin it, it's fine. Like Longchamp, I'm okay with ruining that. Actually, my Longchamp is very durable. It's a coated canvas.
Yeah.
It's very durable.
Totally. It's like that. Is it coated canvas? It's that
No, mine is coated canvas.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
Mine is the limited edition. It actually has it's coated canvas.
That's durable.
It is very durable.
But even mine is just a regular nylon.
Yeah, it's
fine. It's crazy. Those bags, they're like tanks. Okay,
they're workhorses.
So much.
Yeah,
workhorse. Okay, Stephanie, what do you think of the Picotin from Hermes? What do you think of the Picotin, Amy?
You did not see our episode last week.
Yeah,
it's in our slides last week. Go watch it.
Hurt. Go watch it. Yeah, hurt, Stephanie.
No, we're just joking. No, it's true. It's in the slides from last week. We definitely love
it. Okay, let's see. I hope I don't miss any. Okay, Devo. I think we spoke about this brand once.
Yeah.
Devo, heard that many Hermes friends have gone over to this brand. Really?
I thought they went. I thought that the Hermes fans would go over to Moana.
I thought so too. Moana. It's, I've seen it. They have a store in Singapore. I think 2 stores, but I saw one, and I've tried it, but it's okay. The bags that I tried, I find that the locking mechanism is a little fussy. It's quite architectural. You got to open here, flip here, and all. So because of that, the unique portion of the bag makes it more ladylike. You need to, be in the right place, right time to use that bag. Whereas I feel like Hermes, even though it looks very, prim and proper, it's actually a very casual. It's so easygoing. The Birkin is it's literally a very, 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 very expensive tote bag. Top handle, you can just put your things in and out. It's open style. With the Kelly, it's just a flat bag. But this Devo is slightly more challenging. So, have you seen one? Have you seen one before?
I haven't. Well, I have seen in passing because they have this brand in our department store. And I only really noticed it I only really was glancing at it because one of my friends likes the brand. But the reason why I only glanced at it and didn't touch it because I was not a fan. I was just like, okay, it's cool. Yeah, I didn't actually really look at it and really tried it on. I didn't do that. I'm sure it's beautiful. Like we said, there's so many beautiful bags out there. So many options, countless options.
Okay, Ronnie. So we have actually a lot of questions. I don't think we can go through. We'll try and go through all of them. But yeah, thank you guys. It keeps coming. Okay, Ronnie, what are your color suggestions for the lady for an ABC lady Dior, leaning towards the ultra matte black or a gray? I'm not so concerned about resale, but I want security just in case. My style is casual, by the way.
I feel like they're both great colors.
No.
Yeah, gray and black.
And gray.
Can't
go wrong with those. Even there's a color like sort of like a peachy pink color. So sort of like they are.
I tried that one. It washes me off.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you have to try it. Yeah, it's one of those colors that has an undertone that you might need to just test out to see like, oh, it looks a little yellow on me or pink on me. But I've seen some people carry it. It looks wonderful. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, black and gray.
Yeah, black and gray, you cannot go wrong. Literally the best colors. The easiest color. By the way, you have a super sticker by M Believe at 9:55.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, this is okay. I think Amy can answer this because you were using it that day as well, right? What do you think of Chanel's redesigned site? And why do you think they limited the number of items you can see?
Yeah. Okay. What do I think of the site? I think it's fancy. You can still click on there's like a little plus sign on every image, usually in the corner, and you can still click on it and find the item. And otherwise, you can still use the search bar and find the item if you know the name of the item. I don't like it. I think it's fancy, artistic, whatnot, but I don't like it from the point of view of research, like, from someone who usually does their videos and trying to show you guys details and using the product pages like I used to. Yeah. I wonder if they do that because they already know that even in the past, not all their products are posted online anyway. So people that don't know the site that well before probably won't notice the difference. But just use the app because the app has everything. But even the site still has everything if you know what to search for. If you have the style code, for example, and it is in the app, then you can find it even on the browser. You just have to go through the search bar, which is annoying because that's what I had to do. Like for my video, I had to actually do a phone grab of like all the stuff on the app, but I still had to do voice over it. And I still had to go on the site and find some of the pictures for the details. It was just like, oh my gosh, so much work. So much more work than before.
But I think they limited the items to see because they want to also showcase what is new, right? What they want to push. So I went into the website and that's when I realized like, oh, not everything is on the site. Actually, everything's on the site, but they're just not clearly put up. You just have to do a bit of searching on the website.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden.
It's fancy, right? Fancy, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's annoying for people who are, it's not really for people who are just looking at the site for videos. They're meant for people to appreciate like the beauty of Chanel in a variety of not for us like we're fine for that purpose.
Whereas I'm going to look at like the inside, the outside, the side, or like basically those detailed pictures. But I zoom in and I look at the details, right? That's what I care about. Otherwise, I can't talk about it if I don't know how it looks like. And usually, by the time they are released on the website, it's not available in the store yet. So I have to rely on the site to see the information. But yeah, it's more just kind of marketing. It's artsy. It just looks pretty. And those
Connie.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we encourage resellers, new items? Or should we encourage resellers for new items? I was quoted a LV pochette accessoire multiply 1.5 from the original price. I was shocked but still seen many take the reseller route for their handbags?
I don't know if we should we encourage resellers. I don't think we have to, because they always manage to have their clientele anyway. Like, many resellers have their loyal clients, that repeat clients anyway. Like you said, a lot of people do take their route, and it's because they can't find it themselves. I don't know exactly how they manage to get so many of the same things and hard to get things, but I imagine it's because their location is much easier and has more supply but low demand. I imagine that's the reason, because I have no idea how, because you can't possibly do it here in Vancouver. We only have the one store. There's not even enough to go around for us locals. So how do you even buy more than one and resell? Like, it's impossible, unless I don't know something. So I almost feel like they are located in strategic cities, locations that have more stock, but not the demand, and able to do that. And also, I know they work with partners, so maybe the partners have those locations where they can access maybe multiple stores, multiple essays. But still, I don't know how to do it, because aren't you only allowed a limited numbers of certain items per account? So yeah, I still don't know how it works.
It's unless you're in it, then you'll know.
Yeah,
But
I don't know the
they have
secret.
just a huge network. They just have a huge network, and they probably know a lot of essays as well, right? They can get them the items. So, but as long as there's demand, there's supply. So, okay. So anyway, I've got to go. I think we should end it here.
We
And
are over 2
so we've
hours.
already passed the 2 hour mark, and I think we have a lot of questions. So maybe next week we will pull the questions over for the conference. Yeah, next week for the live stream.
Yeah, sounds good.
So many more. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you guys really love this topic. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. We passed the 2 hour mark a little bit, and I apologize for some of the distractions today, but from next week onwards, my internet is going to be superb, because I am hotspotting right now, shifting and all. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to both of us next week on Amy's channel, and the timing as well. Yeah, don't forget the timing has changed slightly. All right, guys, thank you, and we'll see you. Bye.
Bye.